Who's excited to go on our trip?
Me.
Oh, here you are, face to face in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smokers in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby, you got my attention. So you were saying.
So this week we went to a pretty cool place. It was actually like in the middle of like nowhere.
Yeah.
It's
You're like driving through the desert and then all of a sudden you're like, where did all these trees come
it's
from?
a pretty cool place. So
Yeah.
we went to Ruidoso, New Mexico. I mean, if you guys know, we
Rui
live.
or Rio? If you know, comment below.
Ruidoso.
Ruidoso.
We should have asked, but
Which
we. You guys know we live in El Paso, Texas, and it's
it's the desert.
yeah. So this place was amazing.
Yeah, so we are learning slowly but surely to appreciate certain things about the desert, but we both have really, really missed trees coming from North Carolina, missed
Yeah.
water coming from Hawaii. So for my birthday, we went away to Ruidoso. Oh, we stayed at a hotel called Inn of the Mountain Gods, and I didn't realize this until we got there, but there's obviously a lot of Native American influence and history in this town, so that was really neat. So the hotel, obviously, as you saw, like there were a lot more inside too, like sculptures and statues and things like that. I would have loved to have dove more into like the history, but we were only there for a really short amount of time.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the hotel?
Yeah, it was a cool hotel. It's not more of like a kid-friendly place, I'd say. It's
It's
more
a
of
hotel
like
and casino.
There's a big casino. Did you ever go downstairs? I didn't gamble or anything, but just it's a big place and it's a lot of smokers, so it's not kid-friendly. So, but the place was amazing as far as like.
And the
what
lobby
lake
and
was.
room didn't smell like smoke or
No.
anything.
No, but where we stayed at, like if you see in the video, there's this massive lake, trees. It was beautiful.
That's the reason why we chose this hotel.
Okay, we made it.
Baby, we made it.
Made it. So we are in Ruidoso.
Rio, Rui.
I should have asked her how you pronounce it.
Oh, puppy.
I never go on here.
So it's
or
a,
band.
Mila, what are you doing? Are you pretending to be someone?
Moana from Moana.
Moana from
yeah, you. Us to your right, you still left.
I am Moana.
We on- Cool.
He's so happy out there.
Click it.
Oh, it feels so good. This is so awesome. So we went to this lake called Grindstone Lake.
Grindstone.
Grindstone
I
Lake.
assume. I don't know.
And so it's a cool place. It was a crazy experience.
So that was kind of
we
our
went-
big activity of the trip.
Yes, we went to this amazing hike. It was super windy, and it was actually poor conditions to go on this hike. If you see like in that video, it's like poor conditions. Like the kids love it. The kids had a really good time hiking it. Mila loves the hike. That's like her like, she loves the hike. She's always like, she grabs her stick or another
She always
stick
collects sticks and
starts going.
And then what was cool was that Kai, this was his first time on a hike, like hiking it himself. He didn't want to be carried. He wanted to be down. Like he was having a really good time. It was cute. But then he kept like stepping somewhere where he didn't mean to step, and he was fine. Like he could have just turned and kept walking, but he would just go stuck, and then he would have to like move him and be like, okay, then he's fine. Back on track.
It was an easy hike too. So it was just like a, I don't know, like 2-mile hike, right, or so.
We could have kept going, but
this is where it gets pretty crazy. I love to fly my drone. His name is Droney, and I was taking him out, and then I was like, you shouldn't do that. It's too windy.
It was pretty. We had been up for a while, so we're at a pretty high altitude.
It was super windy, and I was like, don't take him out. It's super windy. I said, no, he can handle this. Trust me, it's Droney.
He's like, Droney's got this. I was like,
yeah. So take the control out, fly him up, and I'm not even like using the controls to go up. The wind just takes him, and he's like way up high.
So it's like a whole process to like get the drone going and finally get him in the sky, and you're just like, oh, finally. Yeah. And so I'm trying to keep the kids from like falling off this mountain while Daniel's setting up Droney, and finally it takes him off. I'm so relieved we can keep hiking. And then I just look at Daniel's face and I'm like, you don't have control of the video. And he's like, no. So.
And on the control, you can see how far away he is. And there's a number, like, he was like.
It just kept going up.
The number kept going up. And I kept pressing the control down to come closer to me or come land. But the wind would just pretty much was taking him away.
So at first we're kind of calm, and Daniel's just trying to figure it out there, and then he starts walking down the mountain in the direction where Droney's headed. Yeah. So then we all kind of start working our way down, and the kids are like, why aren't we, why are we heading home already? Anyway, and then Daniel's pace just gets like quicker and quicker and quicker, and then I just start hearing like beep 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 beep, and then
which meant low battery. And the signal, I wasn't getting any signal where Droney was, so I panicked. I freaked out.
And I just see Daniel just sprint past me, and he's like, I gotta go!
Droney is like, he is part of the family.
He's your third baby for sure.
And I love Droney, and so I started panicking. I was like, no, Droney. And so Io and the kids were up at this mountain, and I just booked it. I just grabbed the keys and I booked it, trying to get the signal back into the control. And
so I don't really know.
So I got in the car and I'm like trying to find Droney. As I was trying to find Droney, Io has a crazy story about what happened on the hike.
So meanwhile, back on the hike, Daddy takes off, and Mila, of course, is like, oh no, where did Daddy go? Because he's like yelling as he's even like, I gotta go! And like there's all this beeping from his like controller, and you're like, what's happening? So she's kind of like, she can tell something's going on, and I'm like, it's okay, Daddy's getting Droney. And like, in my head, I'm just like, okay, if something happens to Droney, he's gonna be upset enough with himself. Don't say I told you so. Like, I'm like prepping myself, like, don't get annoyed. Don't be thinking about the money. Like, just let it go. It's okay. It's just stuff. And then, so then Mila, like, I'm just like, well, I think we kind of like just took like a really slow pace and played around where we were for a bit, thinking like Daddy would be right back. He's not coming back, clearly. So then we start working our way back down the mountain. And so Mila, she likes to be up ahead, so she keeps taking off, but Kai keeps like turning around to go back up the mountain. So it's that typical mom, like being pulled in two different directions, which is fine. And then, so I just keep calling Mila back, and Kai's slowly working his way down, and then Mila comes running up the mountain, and she's like, Mommy, I have to go potty. And I was like, okay, Mila. I was like, can you hold it till we get down the mountain? She's like, okay. So then she goes running off again, and then comes back. She's like, Mommy, I really have to go poo-poo. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And we're not going to be down the mountain for a while. And I'm just like, okay, Mila. And she's like, Mommy, I really, really, really have to go. So I told her, I was like, I mean, I have nothing on me. Like, absolutely nothing. I don't have wipes, my baby bag, diapers,
Her phone, nothing.
I don't even have my phone.
Keys to the car. I took
have
the car.
Nothing. So I'm just like, Mila, your only option right now is to just poop on the side of this mountain. And she's like that desperate. She's like, okay, mommy, I'll do it. So I'm like trying to make sure that Kai doesn't fall off the mountain while I'm holding Mila and like pulling down her pants and keeping her hands like forward so that she's at like a perfect 90-degree angle on the side of this mountain, like off the path, hopefully, so no one steps in it, poor thing, because I don't have anything to like take it with us or anything like that. And I was proud of her. She did it. But first she did fall into like a thorny patch with her poor naked bum. But she was just determined to make it work. So she pooped and I had nothing to wipe her with. And I just pulled those pants right back
so
up.
So bad that I left.
Kept walking down the mountain. So anyway, then we get down the mountain. Finally, we're like right near the end of the trail. We see Daniel and all I'm thinking is just, what happened? Where is Johnny?
So while that was happening, I was my phone had like 10% left battery life, and the actual control had like less than like 5%. So I'm like, so the signal was completely gone, but on my phone, because you connect the phone to the actual control, it actually had the GPS, like the direct, I guess the coordinates of where Droney was. So I'm like booking it. I finally get to the place and I parked my car thinking that was like in that area, and I'm knocking every single house. I said, have you guys seen a drone? And so I like park in front of this guy's house. I knock on this guy's house. I said, please, like, have you guys seen a drone? Have you guys heard anything? And the guy was like, what is a drone? And I'm like, oh my gosh, please help me. Like I actually said, like, look, can you just look around this area to see if there's a drone? And I'm literally like going in circles trying to find the location of Droney. And I thought it was on top of this lady's roof. So I knocked on this person's house, or ladies, I don't even know if the lady lives there, but I knocked on the house and no one was there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna either go in the backyard, hopefully I don't get shot. So I look on the roof, because there was like the balcony was there, and I'm like, dang it, it's not there. So then I get down, open the fence, hopefully, like crossing my fingers there's no dog there. And I'm like running up this hill, and I'm like looking around, and I looked, and there was Droney upside down. And one of his propellers broke, but which I fixed.
I didn't know that.
And Droney was alive, and he was fine. It was like, and then I guess,
tough guy.
Yeah, and then I got back to where they were, and then I hear all the story about what happened with Mila.
Yeah, so then once we get close enough to the parking lot, I see Daniel
like,
going.
with my two hands up, like,
and
I
like,
found Droney.
Thank you, Droney's okay.
And then we used
Mila's
Droney.
okay, it all worked out, it was fine.
And then we used Droney on the other parts, and there you go.
Yeah, so here's some footage from Droney.